mind frame. Where are we putting the box? Over there. Athlete, coach, event crew. What's up, you guys? How we doing? Friday. Starting it off with some VooDoo band. VooDoo band your high hamstring. Go through a little hip flow. As usual, when you're VooDooing the hamstring, put a little emphasis on the position that you need. In your hip flow, freestyle it. Bree's a professional hip flower. She's got every hip flow you could imagine, from lunges to couch stretch supers to Cossack squats to back tucks, back flip. No, she's got none of that. Hip flow, big hip flow. Try to be in there for at least 90 seconds, if not 2 minutes of hip flow, and then take it off. Switch, do the other side. Try to remember the hip flow you did. Do the same thing on the other side. As usual, you guys, if there's any extra mobility, make sure you're staying ahead of the game. A lot of you are in the gym. A lot of you are at home. Don't let any lagging indicators catch up. Next thing for a warm-up, we have our typical 2 minutes of cardio. Move around 2 minutes, do something different. Try not to get stuck doing the same cardio. You know the drill. And then right away, that goes into a 3-minute AMRAP of 10 dumbbell bores. Oh, no, those are bent over rows. Bent over rows, nice flat back. Make sure those elbows are tracking back towards your rib cage. Get a full range of motion extension at the bottom. Make sure you're not lifting your chest too much. And then we have 8 lateral jump over the dumbbell. Yeah, hop it out. And then 3 per side single dumbbell deadlift. Think about holding the dumbbell on the side. Do both. Single leg, single dumbbell deadlift. I want you to hold one dumbbell on the side like a suitcase. Press back, deadlift. Make sure that you're not totally going to crap with rounded back and shoulders dumping and all kinds of things. This one really takes some slow focus to make sure you're in good positions. 3-minute AMRAP, so make sure you're going through that more than once if you have the ability. I always think first round nice and slow and then ramp it up as that AMRAP goes on. Warm? Next piece, strength. 3 total sets of these. We're going 15 slow dumbbell good mornings. Bree, how are you going to hold these dumbbells? I don't know either, but I'm thinking 2 options. You're either going to take one dumbbell and put it on your back so that you are loaded like a back squat. You can hang both way off the back if you got it, elbows to the sky, and think good morning, unlock the knees, push the hips back. Try not to think so much about how far you're going down and more about what's happening to the posterior chain, loading that hamstring, glute squeeze at the top. And then after 15 slow good mornings, try your best to make sure that each good morning takes the same amount of time. That's a slow, not a slowly speed up good morning. And then 7 per side, single dumbbell around the worlds. We're going to go around the head. Think halo. I don't even know if that's what that is, though. Is that is the world? That's halos. It's weird, people. 7 one way, 7 the other way. Keep the dumbbell close. Really try to go slow and make your shoulders do the work. Then after that, you're going to have a 1-minute bear crawl hold. Yes, we're in the bear crawl position. Knees are off the ground. I want you during this 1 minute to be thinking about breathing. How much volume can you get in for each breath? How many breaths can you take in that minute?
That's going to be hard.
Yeah, dude, that's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Static hold, don't move. 3 sets through that. Obviously, rest periods are variable. You can add in more rest. If the loading is heavy, you can take out rest if the loading is light. A lot of different ways to attack the strength to make sure you get what you need. And then looking at our conditioning, our workout of the day, 3 separate EMOMs. You have an 8-minute EMOM, a 4-minute EMOM, and a 2-minute EMOM. Make sure you're noting that those things change. In the first EMOM, 2 movements. On minute 1 is going to be alternating dumbbell snatches. When you go through this, try to pick a rep range that is going to be a struggle to hold. So something that throughout those 8 minutes you can fight for. I don't know how many reps that is. It's going to be relative to the athlete and the load. And then you're going to have a moderate cardio effort. So something that I think you should be able to breathe in and out your nose the whole time. If you have to go gasp in the mouth, that's not moderate. 8-minute EMOM, you're alternating between the dumbbell snatch on 1 minute, the cardio effort on the other minute. You'll rest a very short 30 seconds in between, and then you go into a 4-minute EMOM of single arm dumbbell up down. So this is the NERPy, and when you stand out of your NERPy, one dumbbell comes up. Personally, what I would do is I'd put my dumbbells right next to each other, and my hands would go down to the dumbbells every time. I would alternate which one I stand up with. It kind of is.
Don't forget my moderate effort.
Okay, but this moderate effort changes. Okay, so now you're in your 4-minute EMOM. Remember, it was 8, now it's 4. Single dumbbell, NERPys, and then you have a hard cardio effort. So this means maybe the nasal breathing goes out the window and you're breathing in your nose, out your mouth. I don't know. Another marker to think about. Complete. We go 30-second rest. And then our last EMOM is a 2-minute EMOM. So that's going to just be 1 minute per movement. The first one is these dumbbell slides. Make sure that when you slide this, you're sliding it from one side of the body all the way to the other side. This isn't like one side of your belly button to the other side of your belly button. Think shoulder width. And then this last piece is going to be a max effort cardio. So if you're smart about this, this means 1 minute of all out sprinting, all out, whatever that is. No stopping in that minute. That's max effort. You should be at the end of it. That's going to be your big chunk today. Make sure that you set yourself up so that those transitions are easy and you really understand how those EMOMs are breaking down. And then afterwards, give yourself a little rest. And then you have a finisher, a 6-minute EMOM. It's going to be 45 seconds on in that minute, 15 seconds off. And the first one is going to be
Show them what you said.
donkey kicks to the, heel taps over dumbbells. So apparently this is what they were looking for.
What did you
There were some inappropriate things that I was thinking, but anyways, it's 45 seconds. Your goal is to take the least amount of rest in that. If you do have to rest, you get to rest for 1 second. Stop. You go, ready, 1, go, and then you move again. Not a lot of time in those 45 seconds. On your alternating minute, it's going to be slow hollow rocks. This is very challenging due to this thing called gravity. So really focus on that low back and make sure that even though you're going slow, that you're not faulting to the overextended low back. If slow hollow rocks are not in your wheelhouse or you can't breathe at all when that happens, breathe in, take a single breath that whole time. Not good. We know if we can't breathe, that means I don't have my position anymore. So we can downgrade the position. We can rock in a downgraded position. We could also just hold. Just hold. You could even put your hands on your knees if you needed to. But you're thinking 45 seconds of effort. So again, if you have to break in that and you have to take a pause, make sure that you are not totally giving up in those 45 seconds. It's only 6 minutes. There's only 3 attempts at each one. Points of performance today is know your range. Make sure that you are not increasing range and losing your spinal neutral position that we're trying to maintain throughout all of this. Shorten your range up if you start finding those pieces. Obviously, if we're going down to the ground every time, that could change some things. Maybe I don't need to go all the way to the ground every time. If I'm completely finding a rounded back at the ground, it's pretty easy to just shorten that a few inches off the ground so that you can stay nice and neutral. There are no scales today. You have to throw all your scales away, even if they're made by Weight Watchers. And for recovery, we're going to go IT band smash and hamstring smash. I really want you thinking more than anything, I need to clear my legs up. So IT band, that could be maybe a little quad, maybe a little glute. Also smashing the hamstrings, thinking about a bigger object for the hamstrings. Ideally, it's a softball, something that you can get a lot of loading on. Smash it, smash it, smash it. Clear it up. I'm thinking, especially with the recovery today, if you're at home, this should be 5 minute per leg. 5 minute flush per leg should be really easy to get done, and you should feel pretty better afterwards.
Pretty better.
Whatever.